Leslie Rocker wrote his first novel aged 9. No one took any notice except his Sunday school teacher.
When she heard about it, she got me to give it to her, which of course was handwritten. She typed it out, she put it in a little sort of folder cover with a picture. It was called The Limestone Murder Mystery, and that was at the age of 9. Then I had all sorts of sort of problems with school because the war came along, and then I went to sea as my period of service, where fortunately I was able to take advantage of a wonderful organisation called the College of the Sea, which was like a kind of a university correspondence course. So I studied English, and because I was at sea, and although we worked a 12-hour day, we still had a lot of time to kill. So this lovely tutor that I had called Philip Gibbons introduced me to poetry, encouraged me to write it, criticised it when I did, and then when I came ashore from my 3 years, encouraged me to sort of look for work in that field. And my first job in publishing, would you believe, was as a sub-editor to the Nursing Times, which was the official journal of the Royal College of Nursing, published by Macmillan's, no less. So I became a journalist, and I went on to work on other publications, and then I began to get very interested in the theatre. And this lovely tutor of mine introduced me to, would you believe, an amateur dramatics society that he was running in the East End of London.
There followed a period of time where Leslie was working both in journalism and the theatre. He'd been writing on and off, but it wasn't until he was over 80 that he turned his hand to writing for pleasure.
I had a bypass operation about 10 years ago, which was successful, of course, as you see, otherwise I wouldn't be here. And I thought to myself, I must do something to justify my existence. And throughout my life people have said to me, why don't you write novels? And I've always sort of said, oh, I don't want to write novels. So I haven't. So I thought, right, I'll settle down and start writing and doing my obligatory 1,000 words a day, which is what I've been doing.
After long having an affinity with Shakespeare with his own professional writing and nomadic theatre travelling, Leslie was curious about the lost years that experts couldn't agree upon, and so he wrote Tiger's Heart with his own educated theories.
He left Stratford-on-Avon as a kind of a provincial lad who'd never been anywhere or done anything, and made his way eventually to London, where he became a very well-known actor and playwright. That was a period of years which nobody's been able to understand what he was doing. I mean, there are all sorts of extraordinary theories. One theory was he was a sailor. Well, I'd been a sailor. I mean, I can assure people even nowadays it's not an easy thing to do to come back and recover from. And if he'd been a sailor, he would never have come back. He would have gone out in one of their wooden ships by sail and docked off the end of the world. Another is that he was a teacher. There's a village, I think it's a village or a town called Titchfield, where they believe he spent his time teaching there. Well, again, he would never have been a playwright. I developed a concept of what he was doing during that time, during his lost years, and I based it on certain theories relating to Oxford, to his need for sources. How many history plays did he write? A dozen, at least. All chock-a-block full of information. Where did he get it from? There was no libraries, no Encyclopedia Britannica. He couldn't just look it up on Wikipedia. So I had an idea of what he might have been doing. And it's here. It's in that book.
Shan Robins, That's TV.